quite nice for you to find the time to talk to us. Of course, Beyond Two Souls is the successor, in spirit at least, to a very successful and very unique game. But I'm wondering whether Beyond Two Souls is still a game. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not sure. It really depends what you mean by that. If you ask, is it fully interactive? The answer is yeah, of course it is. Sometimes when you talk about interactive storytelling, some people think that, oh, it's going to be tons of cutscenes and not really interactive, and it's some kind of interactive movie. And this is absolutely not what we do. We were really interested in creating an experience where the story would be told through gameplay and not through cutscenes. So it's really a game that you play, you make decisions, you're in control every second. There is really gameplay mechanics, like you can switch from Jody, which is the human character, to the entity at any point. And as an entity, you can fly around, you can go through walls, you can interact with matter and people, and all this, of course, is fully interactive. You're in direct control all the time. Now, when you ask me, is it still a video game? If you ask me, is it the same paradigms that most video game here at GameStore?
Skill-driven, you have to succeed, you can die. All these things seem to be a little bit different.
Of course, and that's something we wanted with Beyond. We wanted to break with the current video game paradigms, especially mechanics based on violence, the fact that you have to repeat the same controls again and again, the fact that everything turns around killing or destroying things. There's nothing like these things in Beyond. It's really a game about a story, about emotion, about characters, about your choices, their consequences, and how you can impact what's going on based on your decisions.
But there are fights, there is killings, you have a child soldier as a companion for a couple of minutes, you have to go into guards and kill other guards with them.
You know what's really unique in Beyond, I think, is the fact that in every single scene you have a different approach to gameplay. It's a different context, it's a different situation, and something new to do. So it's not this kind of game where you play the first level and you just imagine that you're going to keep playing, doing the same things through different levels. Here, each scene is a new situation, and new gameplay, new things to do, and we just try to keep surprising the player from scene to scene, so he never knows what to expect next.
In Heavy Rain and in Beyond, the interface or what you have to do seems to be trying to reflect real-life movements. Would you agree to this point?
Well, we try to work on an interface that would have a sense of mimicry. We want the player not just to press a button and not be involved, but actually really feel that he's doing the move with the character. And it's a small gimmick, it's really nothing. All the moves are done with the right analog stick and not by just pressing a button, just to let you unfold the moves and really create the sense of mimicry.
Because what would come next in an ideal world for you as a game designer? Would it be a sort of a full motion Kinect kind of interface? Are you heading in that direction? Perhaps with an Oculus Rift on your head and then some sort of movement interface?
You know, we're very interested in all this hardware and the different directions that devices take. But at the same time, what is the most appealing to me is what happens in your mind when you play. So yeah, you can have nice fancy glasses and movement detection and whatever. End of the day, what matters is what is the emotional journey that the game has to offer, and what do I feel? Do I really enjoy the ride or not? And if it's just with a DualShock controller in my hands or with a move detection or whatever, doesn't matter so much to me.
Still, I think you have a game based on experiences you have as a player, based on story, on characters, on moods. But very successful games nowadays seem to go back to the skill-based thing. You know, mobile games, many browser games, Dota, all those kind of, I have to compete, I have to be better. Do you see a split between these two player audiences, or is there some synergy? Will they come back together?
You know, we see different trends actually at work in the industry, and yes, there are really games that are based on skills and obstacles and challenges and competition. That's the most hardcore part, I would say. But at the same time, we also see more and more games dealing with stories, emotions, and characters in a very, very different way, and trying to expand the traditional audience of games. And I don't think it's just a matter of money and just selling more games to more people. It's also a natural trend that tends to say, okay, game designers get older, maybe, and maybe they want to talk about different things in a different way, and maybe just shooting at people during 10 hours in a row, maybe it's not a satisfying experience for everyone. And we just try to create content for these people who expect more, maybe more emotion, but also more meaning, something more rewarding from their time playing the game. And I believe there are many people out there who believe in that.
So you think that overall the genre of computer games could be bold enough now, finally, to move up to more adult contents, to more complex contents? Because you always get the impression that many designers who are 30, 40, 45 years old now still program games, design games for a much younger audience. And perhaps they simply fear that their sold numbers will crash, whatever, when they add a little depth, a little complexity.
The thing is, I believe there's a lot of maybe fear, because I talk to many game designers in the industry, and some of them are my age, but in their 40s. And they tell me, I wish I could do what you do and just do different types of games, but I have to do the games I make just because my publisher wants that, my audience wants that. But at the same time, what I tell them is really, you should try something different. If you don't believe in what you do, just do something different. Just do what you believe in. But there's a lot of fear in the fact that we may create something that the audience doesn't want, but that's a part of the risk. When we make Beyond, is there a market out there absolutely ready to buy whatever we do? The answer is no. We need to create a compelling experience and convince them and fight for it, because that's the nature of the industry right now. If you make a first-person shooter, I mean, no one will discuss the fact that you make a first-person shooter. If you create something so different than Beyond, yeah, there will be people who will hopefully embrace it, but there will be also people who won't get it. And fair enough, but if you don't try different things, we'll keep making the same games for the next 20 years, and what's the point? This is not what I want to do with my life. I want to do things that are new, different, things that I can be passionate about, and create things that I can share with people and that they can enjoy too.
Last question, is there a scene or a feature in Beyond which you like best, which you can share already, which you're proud of?
Oh, I don't know what people will think of the game and if it's going to be a success or not, but I'm really happy with the game as it is. We really did the game we wanted to make, and I think that the team and I, we're really proud of Beyond as it is. There are so many moments in this game and so many moments we have in our memory just creating the game that it's been a journey for us too, in a way. So no, it was just a great experience, but I don't think there is one moment in particular that I would claim.
Thanks very much for your time.
My pleasure.